Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Educational Gamer and we are playing NASA in the space race against the Soviets in 1965. We are currently in the middle of our budget period. We would like to get a little bit more prestige, so we are running a couple of programs, including the Project Gemini, to do more space exploration, biosatellite, which is just an Earth satellite, and the Mariner 5 flyby. This season we are going to launch the biosatellite, so let's see how that turns out. So a couple of R&D improvements. You can see that we are very far advanced in the Gemini, but the space suit is a little bit lacking. We only have a 76% chance of that working out alright. And the Agena target vehicle also lacking a little bit, so we'll need to invest a little bit more resources in that. Our rockets though are coming up nicely. The biosatellite itself that we are launching this time is now at 81%, so that should be fine. We are developing some new rockets and starting our research on the Mariner 5, which will be the first extra Earth satellite, so going beyond the moon. But before we do that, let's launch a simple mission over here in Earth orbit to see whether microorganisms will survive. There we go. Hydraulics. Preparations.
Pneumatics. Go. LO2.
And we already get a problem on the very first stage. Since this is not a human carrying missile, we will not hire anyone. Hope that a 5% probability is enough to carry us through, and it is. So here we go. Problem is solved.
3, 2, 1.
Countdown.
0.
Step 2 out of 9 successful.
And we have a liftoff.
Nice launch as it looks.
We have a liftoff.
Nothing is blinking, which I take to be a good sign.
Light fighter, we're right on the nominal.
Roger, on a nominal.
Sand is also very good.
We have
Satellite deployment seems to be alright. Here we go.
Ships are good, tank pressure, and 3 engines ready.
Okay.
Just look at that.
Ignition.
Come on, don't take so long. Very good. Earth orbit, successful. Deorbit burn. Okay, so we are collecting these little space geckos. Mission step name. Okay, I was actually missing a step name there, which I think was just the orbit. And here we go. So that was successful. Very nice to see. That does mean we can cancel that program next turn, saving us a little bit of money since we have basically successfully concluded it. And here we go, the study of microgravity on small living organisms has been concluded. Upgrade on the biosatellite itself, which is irrelevant unless we would like to run a long-term study, but I don't think we need to do that, so that's fine. Done and good. No news from the Soviet. Lots of hiring of us, that's fine. And our astronaut center has started to expand, so that's also good to see. Let's go to our headquarters. Let's look at the biosatellite program. As I said, we could do the extended mission over here for a little bit more prestige, but all in all I don't think that's a very worthwhile endeavor. So let's cancel that, spend our resources on other things. So, Project Gemini. We are at a point where I would like to think about conducting a couple of these. The spacewalks I don't think are a good idea yet, because we do not have the suits ready to go. Also the docking with this target vehicle is not necessarily what I would like to see, because our target vehicle isn't ready. However, an orbital rendezvous with the crewed vehicle might be alright. And there would be a small penalty because we haven't done a normal orbital flight yet, but I think that's alright. We could also think about just directly skipping ahead and doing that for a longer duration. So just be in space a little bit more longer. And that would give us an extra achievement. The level 2 extended duration, which I think is a very nice idea. So let's potentially go ahead and do that. We could of course also just directly skip ahead to orbital flight duration 3. But the problem is, as long as we haven't done the extended duration number 2, we wouldn't necessarily benefit from that much. It's a 5% penalty. I think that's fine. No, wait a minute. That's not the right one. I want one without an EVA. Or do we maybe want to just directly skip ahead and do the EVA itself? Would be more risky. So this one would be 10,000 points. The one with the EVA would be 15,000 points. I don't think we need that. And again, our EVA suits are only 76% reliable, so I'm not too confident in their ability to carry us through the day. So honestly, let's go for the 10,000 one, and I think that should be alright. So, what was it? No EVA, just an orbital rendezvous, duration 2. That's it. So that requires 2 Gemini spacecraft, 2 Titan boosters, which have a reliability of below 90%, which is a little bit critical for a human mission, but it would, on the other hand, give us a lot of achievements. So let's have a look at that. Gemini orbital spacecraft, Project Gemini orbital rendezvous, Gemini suborbital flight, 2 crew spacecraft, rendezvous, extended duration. I think this is one that the Soviets actually have already, so it's not that worthwhile. But all in all, I think that's gonna be alright. It does mean we need 5 astronauts. It does mean we need 11 flight controllers. I think we last time said that we maybe wanted to wait. Okay, let's wait one more season till these 2 guys are ready. And Mauricio will be ready, and that will be a much better training. And I think some of our flight controllers might be ready then as well. Okay, so that's alright. I'm not gonna launch that this turn. We can manage our programs a little bit more though. So Gemini spacecraft, marginal improvements over here, still worthwhile to do because we are trusting the lives of our people on that. So I think that's alright. 93% on crewed spacecraft. Don't have any more crewed spacecraft, do we? So 0.2, if we do put class on that, still 0.2. Yeah, so the marginal improvement is really difficult to generate much out of that. Space probes, on the other hand, Marjorie over here. It's Marina. So what do we want to prioritize? The Agena target vehicle or the space probe? This is a fairly good improvement, I have to say. So maybe we'll prioritize the space probe over here, so we can bring that up to speed a little bit faster and maybe launch that into space a little bit earlier. Yeah, and class on the other hand, you're just really good at crewed spacecraft, and since we do have enough of that, let's send you into training for crewed spacecraft. Good. Very good. Alright, so those leave a couple of flight controllers over here, which are available right now, and I think we will send them to training. Specifically these people who have low morale and somewhat not that great stats. You, I think, are fine. We'll probably need you next turn. Franks. You are one of our flight controllers, I think. Let's make sure that that's correct. Yeah, I think you definitely are. So let's keep on training you up. You're a very good propulsion engineer. You are very good at what you're doing. Also, your morale is pretty high, so I think that's fine. Mission operations, we can do a little bit better. Eric, yeah, you're not that great at training. So I think we'll keep these people out of training, simply because I think next turn we will start our next mission, so there's no point in really training these up, except maybe Frederick over here. We'll send you on a training course one turn, and we'll probably pull you out next turn, so your improvement is not going to be that great, but all in all I think it's still going to be alright. So in terms of pilots, you guys seem to be doing all in all okay, so I think you'll be alright. You in particular are pretty good. I think we are gonna send you on an EVA training course. Again, we'll need to pull these guys out. next time, but I think that's gonna be alright. Yeah, let's simply do this simply so we train these up a little bit, even though it's a little bit more micromanagement. For these guys, it's really not worthwhile. Good. So 1965, second flight season. Do we maybe want to open another satellite? So Pegasus, we don't have any missile to do that, so that's fine. We could think about a lunar mission as well. Lunar space probe. The next logical one, since we did Pioneer 4 and Ranger 3, would be Pioneer 2, which is fairly lightweight. On the other hand, we could also think about the Lunar Orbiter program. So there is a slight difference in between these, but you can see that so what would Pioneer 2 give us? It would give us a lunar probe. We've got that already. It would give us the mission-specific badge over here, which was nice, but not that critical. We could also get the Lunar Orbiter. But then again, the Lunar Orbiter, of course, also incurs that. We could get mapping of the surface of the Moon, but that's also carried by the Lunar program. And we could get study of the structure of the Moon, level 2. Again, something that the Lunar Orbiter program would entail. On the other hand, you can see that Lunar Orbiter program has one more goal over here, the 8 compared to the 7. And that is, apart from the mission-specific badge, of course, which just replaces the other one, we would get study of micrometeoroids in lunar orbit. So we'd get this additional thing. So I think it might make sense to just directly skip ahead to the Lunar Orbiter program when time comes. It is rather much more weighty, but we can carry that actually on one of our current rockets, and that is the Atlas Centaur rocket over here. Still not ready really to go, but I think soon it will be, so we might think of that once we get there. For now, I don't think that's necessarily the best thing to do, because we don't have that many people who are ready to do some study on space probes, specifically since we do need to boost the Agena and the Mariner 5, so yeah, I think that's fine for now. So let's end the season. Just some all-around improvements. On the flight suit, we are getting to the 80% mark, which I think is very important. Yeah, here it will take a little while. Titan 2 boost, that's very good to see. Atlas Agena boosting, yeah. You have some way to go. And the Soviets did beat us to the spacewalk. That's unfortunate, but we are high on their heels, so I think we might be alright. Ooh, technical discovery will boost the results of R&D, that's also nice to see. Astronaut Center has been boosted, also very good achievement, so that's very, very nice. So, I think it's time. Let's manage our programs, let's look at Project Gemini, and let's do the EVA and orbital rendezvous with crewed vehicle duration level 2. No, without EVA. I'm sorry. There's so many missions. I tend to get them mixed up. Here we go. This one. No EVA. Average reliability with the penalty is 87%. But I think that's alright. I think this is gonna be a good mission. We need 11 flight controllers, we need 5 astronauts. We don't have 5 astronauts right now. So we'll need to pull some people out of training. But that's fine. So let's go ahead. And let's look at the people in training. Nigel, we're going to remove you. You're going to be our best. Yeah, you can see the improvements really start to come down over here. Karen. Yeah, simply because these people are not that trained up still. 20% is a pretty good improvement. Yeah, good. Okay. All of our astronauts are ready, and we can actually hire a couple of more. You know what, let's not do that this time. Let's simply look at how that mission goes first. And that should be alright. Good. Gemini. I'm determined to get the right one correct this time. Yeah. Let's schedule the mission. Yes. All assigned best candidates. Ugh. Okay, clear all positions. The flight director. Now that's the assistant flight director. This is the flight director. First off, booster. You're alright, 97%. Retro, 97.8. And all the rest starts to crumble a little bit, so... Surgeon, you're good. Systems, you're good. Capcom, yeah, Nigel, you're alright. Systems, yeah, here it starts to break down. Procedures, 93%. Good, so we need at least 2 people for the navigation, 1 for the systems, and 2 flight directors. So let's see that we free these people up from training. Start with flight directors. How good are you compared to you? Not that great. Remove you. Small improvement, but still an improvement. That's out to flight directors. Flight trajectory. Yeah, you can be pulled off. Small improvements all around, but still pretty good all in all. I think there was 1 person required for systems. That should be alright. Let's see where we stand in building up this mission. You're good. You're good. You're decent. Okay, so flight AFDs, Federus. Federus is the better one, so you should be the flight director and you should be the assistant flight director. Small differences, but they do matter. Mission operations is still what we need. All in all, I think everyone else is fine. Mission operations would be good to have 2 people actually. Potentially. Sorting this way. Yeah, I think we can pull both of you from training. 96%, I think that's alright. So let's get these people in there. Jackson and Howard. Fine, very good. I would like to confirm these assignments. Right, so these are the 2 positions that are left. You can see even the commander does a fair bit of piloting, not quite as much, otherwise only fitness required, but fitness is required to a large degree all around. A little bit of science actually. A little bit of science. How about you? A little bit of science there as well. Good. I think Karen is going to be the commander for this one, and Mauricio for this one over here. Can actually... No, Karen's much better at this now. You're a little bit better at science though, so yeah. Also, you've been the one that has been doing this for such a long time now. I should check actually whether you're good at piloting, leadership and health. Yeah, you're very great. You are good at all of these 3 categories as well. You though as well. Science is a little bit better. Yeah, but I think all in all you are still better at this, so yeah. That's fine, let's confirm these assignments. Costing us a lot of money, 15 million, because it's requiring 2 spacecraft. Chance is actually not that great, so this might really come back to hurt us. But I do want these 10,000 points, so we can boost our prestige a little bit over here. Yeah, but I think that's gonna be alright. Good, that doesn't mean we have 2 astronauts ready to be in training though. So, yeah, I think you require a little bit more leadership. It's always nice to see. A little bit more piloting. Should be alright. Who is ready over here? Oh yeah, these are a bunch of new people that I would like to assign. Ezekiel over here will be going for space probes because, as you can see, we are hitting a little bit of a limit there. Let's get you to at least 75. And Trenton, I think as well. That should be alright. Andrew, I think you are a good one for crewed spacecraft. Since we do have a couple of good people there, we'll send you up to train to at least 80. And that does leave Aiden. And I think we'd appreciate if we were to get a little bit more training on the space suits. Good. That does leave us with 7 trainers over here. I think you will go to mission operations. Grayson. I think you guys are new as well, right? I think so, yeah. Grayson, your mission operations. Again, sort of 75% should do it. Logan, you should be trajectory. Again, let's get you towards 80. Omar, I think spacecraft systems is indeed what you should be doing. And I really don't want anyone around with less than 80. In fact, more is probably better. Shaylee, I think I wanted you on cruise and payloads. And lastly, Tucker, who is a really excellent guy. You can see his stats are really, really well rounded. He would be an excellent flight director with this training level and this stuff. But we have a couple of people who are trained up a little bit ahead of him. So Tucker, I think you're gonna... No. You're gonna be a trajectory guy as well. Let's get you to continuously train until you're at least above 80. Which I think is alright. We can't hire anyone now. No, we can't. So that's alright. Can we try and hire anyone over here? No. Okay. So that does mean we can end the season over here and see whether we can do this very complex Gemini space mission over here. Small improvements don't hurt. That's alright. Could have thought about doing maybe an EVA this time already. Target vehicle is coming up there. Titan 2 boosters, some improvements. Always good to see. Starting to see very low improvements over here, but all in all I think we're fine. Good. Let's launch the mission. It's going to be horribly complex, as you can see over here. 27 steps in total. Okay, let's go ahead.
90 seconds and counting.
So we are launching 2 spacecraft. Preparations for number 1 over here.
The Titan 2 launch vehicle will ignite 3 seconds later.
Very good. Countdown.
T-minus 10, 9, 8,
Beautiful
7,
view from Cape Canaveral.
5, 4,
Good,
3,
good.
2, 1. Fire.
Successful. Launch with the Titan 2. I think this is actually the first time that the Titan 2 is carrying a human. Yeah. Successful. Good. Ascend. Come on, come on, come on. Don't like the blinking. Yeah, but still, doing good, doing good. Orbit insertion of the Gemini spacecraft. Yeah, there we go. Successful. Very nice to see. So you'll just now be put into orbit. Let's see whether we can achieve a stable orbit. Looking good though. Yeah, very nice. So now we'll launch the second aircraft. And then they'll begin the complex maneuvers.
All systems still looking good. As we approach the final section,
Hopefully everything is alright.
the Titan 2 launch vehicle will ignite.
Systems are nominal. Countdown.
T-minus 10,
8 out of 27
9,
steps.
8,
This is so
7,
tense.
6, 5, 4,
Come on, successful,
3,
good.
2,
Just launch.
1. Fire.
It's a funny noise on this Titan 2. I don't think I've seen that or heard that on the other ones. Good launch. Ascent is of course a very crucial stage. It's looking good though. Ah, beautiful view. Yeah, ascent is successful, so you also need to orbit. Orbit insertion and then orbit. And then you'll start your maneuvers. Very good. Orbit insertion does work. So now you need to orbit, establish your orbit, and then you'll start to meet up. And that, I think, is the first time that American spacecraft, at least, are meeting up. We'll need to do a comparison. There we go. Target approach. Looking good, looking good. So this is of course a very crucial stage. At this stage we are really risking 2 spacecraft at the same time. It's looking good though. Yeah, very nice. So the rendezvous has been successful. Now they are preparing their re-entries. First spacecraft is ready for firing. Looking alright. Yeah. Good fire Jetson, and then the critical stage of getting down. Re-entry. The Gemini spacecraft is pretty good, so I'm hoping that that is alright. Yeah, looking good. Descend and splashdown. No failures here, so it's looking pretty good. At least they were landed successfully. They do need to be recovered though. Looking good, looking good. Yeah. Yes, very nice. So our first spacecraft definitely has descended already. So let's see. Oh, okay. So the second one is staying in the air, or in space actually, for a little bit longer. That's nice to see. We did get the level 2. Now it's preparing for re-entry. Good to see. Little firing. Something's blinking. I don't like that. I really don't like that. Jetson does work. Re-entry. Come on, be smooth. Very smooth re-entry, please. Yes, very nice to see. Last two... I tend to view these as less dangerous, but I have lost spacecraft on these last descending and splashdown and recovery sort of things, so I really hope that that is working out alright. Over here with the 27 out of 27 steps. That should be alright. Come on. Success. Yes, very good. So that does earn us all the points that we need to get to max funding for next flight season, which is just as well because we are in the last year for that. So that's very good to see. So, first time we are putting an orbital, a Gemini spacecraft into orbit, actually flown by people, actually 2 people, immediately rendezvousing, immediately taking some durations over here, so leapfrogging a little bit ahead. Some nice boosts on both the spacecraft and everything else, so that's very lovely to see. Very happy about that. Also, no news from the Soviets, so that's very good as well. Lots of people graduating and so on. And that's also very nice to see. So that should be our last... No, actually we do have 1 more year of the flight season, so that's very nice to see. Still, max prestige is maxed out, so we are pretty sure about our funding next term. Unless of course we fail horribly in doing certain things. So let's look at the Project Gemini. We've done a good number of things now. So we should actually see that a lot of these things don't really grant us that many points. Docking would grant us points. 2,500, which isn't bad. And docking in space, another 2,000 for doing that first. Gemini spacewalk would be very good. Spacewalk itself would be good, even though the Soviets have beaten us to that. 11,000 for an EVA and docking, so I think it would make sense to do that actually at the same time. Because that would do the docking and the spacecraft thing at the same time. EVA duration 2 would not necessarily do much for us. I think it's simply a duration 2 flight here and an EVA, so it's not that great to do that. And this we have done, of course. Yeah, not that many points for simple docking. Could do everything sort of at the same time. There's no point in doing EVA and docking at the same time if on a duration 2 if we have duration 2 already. We could of course do a duration 3 flight, but the benefit of doing that is just not that great. So I think the only thing that we are truly missing from the Gemini configuration is a spacewalk and the docking maneuver. So if we do the docking and the spacewalk in a single mission, that would be actually the best that we can do. So this here is the one that we want. And here it starts to be a little bit funny, because of course we need to launch the Gemini, and for that we select the Titan II, which is just as fine. But we'd also need the target vehicle, and you can see it has a lot less need. Since it's actually unmanned, we can use our Atlas Agena over here. Which is good enough for me, I think. Yeah. You know what? Let's select this one. So, the target vehicle I don't think is ready. Spacesuit might be ready. Just might. 80%, it's risky, but I think it's alright. So, since we are not in a rush to do that, let's manage our payloads on D over here. Gemini we can't research any further. The spacesuit... could do a little bit on that. On the Agena, Paul, I think you are supposed to research space probes. We are of course researching the Marina 5 over here. You know what, let's send Paul over here to bring this up a little bit. And Juanita, likewise, you are meant to conduct this type of research. You're not that great at it, but all in all I think if we are pushing this a little bit ahead, that would be great, because I really don't want to risk too much in this situation. Right, okay. Let's look at our rocket programs. The Titan II has been maxed out in research, so that's fine to see. Curtis, you are good at rocket research. Yeah, let's bring up the Atlas Centaur. Know-how a little bit. Atlas Agena, we can't do anything more. Titan II, we can't do anything more. So that probably gives us all the people who are working normally on human-rated rockets. Joe, Chaser, Mary, and Adam over here. You don't have anything to do right now. So, you know what? Let's get you to training. It's not going to be much of an improvement, but once we open up the next human-capable rocket, we should be fine. We could actually think about doing that right now. I realized it's late in the video, but let's look at that shortly. So, I think the Titan II is a very good spacecraft, and the next one probably is a Saturn 3C. Saturn C3B booster. That's the next human-rated rocket in line. It's extremely expensive to open and to run. It costs $1 million to run, compared to the Titan, which is just 500,000 or so. But it's a very good rocket. Can lift things even to the moon. So it's also very difficult to research this. But you know what? Because it's so difficult to research this, let's get you to do that. I think so. We've sent all of you to training, is that right? Let's remove you and remove you. So wasting a little bit of money over here, but that's fine. Then at least we can start to research the Saturn III. Yeah, and you can see, even though it's very low probability already and we are sending our best people to do this, it's only a very small improvement. So I think it's prudent to start this early on. Good. Okay, so who else is idle over here? Yeah, some people. Crewed spacecraft. Yeah, probably since we maxed out the Gemini, right? Yeah, I think these are all the people who are typically working on that, so that's fine. You can't actually do that. You are completely maxed out. It's nice to see though, that we have such good people. Robert, yeah. Okay, Vladimir. I think you're working on space probes. Is that correct? No, you're working on rocketry. Okay, let's get you to do that a little bit better. Catherine, human-rated rockets. Single training course is fine. So that does leave Anthony. And we really don't have anything to do for you, right? And you're not good at anything else. Well, 55 is not too bad. So we might think about other spacecraft systems. But you know what? I think for now you'll be supporting the Marina 5 over here. Yeah, you're contributing a percentage point, so I think that's alright. Let's keep on looking at these guys. Who's available over here? Nigel, of course. Do train up your leadership. Not sure when it will come around to sending you on a mission, but... So Marina 5, sending you out on the Atlas Agena would not be entirely reliable. 64%, I don't think that's what we do right now, so that doesn't mean we can send a lot of train up a lot of these people. But since it's pretty late in the video and since this is a little bit tedious, I will do that between episodes. On the basis, as we know, just specialize the specialists and getting the flight directors to do their very best at their respective fields. And then I think we can call it a day. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time when it's going to be to 1966. Bye bye.